Hi, we're back with Insurance Insights with Ron Jackson Insurance, and I'm here with Jason Scheffers from VanDam Krusinga today.
Yes, thanks for having me. I am excited to be here and just chat a little insurance claims with you guys.
Absolutely, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
So, I think almost everyone who knows Kalamazoo knows about VanDam Krusinga, and they are a partner of ours that we work with for our customers and with insurance. And so, can you, Jason, tell us? So, give us some history on VanDam Krusinga. How long have you guys been in business, and
Sure.
what do you do? And give us the spiel.
So VanDam Krusinga has been in business for 59 years. So 1962.
That's the same as us.
Yeah, look at that. So we primarily focus on insurance restoration work. So whether it's a flood, storm, wind damage, whatever it may be, that's what we specialize in, is working with the agents, the customers, and the carriers through that claim and helping them through that process. So,
well, you're our favorite to refer people to, so
we appreciate that.
So we appreciate you. Well, I have a list of questions for Jay, and first I'd like to know what kind of advice you have for people. You know, when they experience fire or they experience weather-related items,
Sure.
and they are going to be, they need to do something.
Yep.
And of course, when we talk to them, we say call you.
Yep.
But in the meantime,
Yep.
what's the first thing?
So first thing we always tell people is safety. Don't risk yourself, don't risk your family. If the house is burned or flooded, get out of it, stay safe, call the experts, and again, keep the family safe. Secondly is keep damage from happening to the rest of the house. So if there's a hole in the roof, get it tarped. If the basement is flooded, get it mitigated. And again, there's a risk of electrical shock if you're going into a basement with water.
True.
And also, for example, I'll just give you an example.
Yeah.
I had a customer yesterday call. They had a stick come through the roof.
With the wind
Yep.
and everything.
And he asked if we could come out and do an estimate. And I said, "Is the tree off the roof?" He said, "It's not, but it's acting like a cork."
Oh.
So I suggested, rather than the stick preventing water damage, we tarped it.
You actually pull the arrow out of the body.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and that could have potentially caused another $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 worth of damage. So again, stay safe and prevent further damage from happening.
Very good. Good advice. Okay. When you are dealing with our customers, or anyone, you're dealing with your customer and the insurance companies, what types of things make your process easier?
So two things that we run into a lot are, one thing we like to see is we like to see a local agent. And again, I'm not saying that because I'm sitting here with you.
Right.
I'm saying that your agent is your representative. When you have a claim, you pay your premiums, so that if you have a claim, you have representation with an agency, a local agency, that if you had to, you can call them. Jennifer is your agent. You can call Jennifer. She's going to answer your questions. You can come into the door. You come in the front door if you'd like to, and they'll answer questions about your policy, your coverage, what comes next. That's huge. And secondly is carrier. Having the right carrier, and working with that adjuster through the process. So those two things are huge. And thirdly, I would say just make sure you have enough coverage. $300,000 of coverage now is not what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Or even a year ago.
So we've run into it more and more lately, is when somebody's covered for $300,000 and now it's $450,000 worth of coverage. That makes that process difficult. And lastly is just another thing that's big is we as a contractor and whoever you may work with, we want to be working with you immediately, meeting with the adjuster. We like to get all together on site at the same time to go over scope, kind of go over the process with everybody rather than shooting 100 emails back and forth.
Right.
Let's get together, figure out the plan, and then we can move forward from there. It just saves a lot of time and expedites that process for everybody.
Thank you. That's great advice, and we appreciate that. And of course, that's what we believe in, being a local agent and being
Yeah.
independent, and we want to be that source. I know every agency, independent agency, everywhere is competing with the 1-800 number, and
Yep.
so it's nice to know from outside
Yeah.
businesses that you believe in a reason
Yes.
to not use just that 800 number also.
We see it often, and it can be very frustrating for the homeowner, the insured, when
Mhm.
they can't see their agent, they can't get a hold of their agent. So again, we promote local representation, whether it's Ron Jackson or another local agent.
Thank you. Good. All right. So you do place some of your insurance
Yep.
with our agency. How has that experience been, and why?
Sure.
Do you do that?
I think it goes back to the same thing I just mentioned. Was I know my agent, they're local.
Mhm.
If I make a phone call, I'm going to get an answer.
Mhm.
Many agencies can sell similar coverages, but it comes back to what differentiates an agent is, again, just being there to answer questions, getting you insured properly, and when something happens, I want to speak to somebody locally. I want to speak to my agent directly and not be kind of passed over to somebody that I've never met and don't know. So it's just it's a personal comfort level that I think anybody would want with an agent.
Good. Good. And it sounds like we've earned some confidence
Absolutely.
and knowledge anyway.
Yeah.
You believe in how you're taken care of. And
Absolutely.
So good. Very good. Thank you. Well, we're keeping this short, and so I am going to put Jay through the speed round. If any of you watched Brian Cullopy, you know the speed round. So, some questions, personal questions for you,
Yep.
Jay, so everybody can get to know you. And all right, what is the last TV show you binge watched?
Not a huge TV guy.
Okay.
I watch some football, some baseball, some hunting
The
shows.
Olympics?
A little bit of the Olympics. I would say the last show I binge watched was Alone. It's a show on Netflix where they try to stay out in the woods for 100 days.
Oh,
And
okay.
They win $1 million if they do.
Are you an outdoorsman?
I am.
Okay. Well,
I could
then-
never do 100 days by myself, but
Makes sense.
it's interesting to watch. So I
Very
would highly recommend it.
All right, very good. Well, I'll maybe look that up.
7 seasons of it, I believe.
Oh gosh. All right. So, what is the title of a book on your nightstand?
I don't read a lot.
Okay. All right.
But,
Magazine?
no. So there are 2 books. One, the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
2, it's a book I haven't read yet, but it is on my nightstand. I checked.
Okay.
And it's called Call Sign Chaos by Jim Mattis. He is an ex-military advisor, and I saw it online somewhere, and I picked it up, but I haven't actually read it yet. But I have a book on my nightstand.
All right. Okay, that's great. All right. What is your favorite sound?
Sound? I prefer no sound.
Silence?
Sitting out on the deck once the kids are asleep and just hanging out.
Okay.
So birds, I guess.
That's very good. Yeah. Nature.
Nature.
Uh-huh. No cars, no all
I
of
live
that.
close to the highway, so I
Yeah.
get a little
Oh,
bit
okay. All right. Well, then, lastly, what is a trait that you would like to be remembered for?
I would say somebody that truly cares about people. In the restoration industry,
It's what you're doing.
we always have to empathize with people and kind of put ourselves in their shoes. So you got to focus on really caring about people,
Yeah.
and people know whether you really care or don't. So
Absolutely. And you see people go through tough
We do.
situations, so you know, right?
Yep.
You know how
it can be challenging, but it's also rewarding.
Yeah.
Going through that process with people. So
Oh, good. Well, we just really appreciate you being here, and we've had some crazy weather recently, and I know we're hearing from our insureds. I know you're busy,
Yeah.
and so we appreciate you sharing some great information.
absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Bye, everybody. Till next time.